Okay, in this example it says, find the slope-intercept form for a line with the given slope and y-intercept. So the slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m stands for the slope and b is the y-intercept. So this example gives us the slope, which we'll substitute in for m. Our slope is negative 1/3. And it gives us the y-intercept, which we'll substitute in for b, a y-intercept of 1/4. So we start with our format of y equals mx plus b, that slope-intercept form, and we substitute in the value of slope, negative 1/3 x, and the value of b, which is 1/4. So this is the equation of the line with slope of negative 1/3 and a y-intercept of 1/4. That's y equals negative 1/3 x plus 1/4. In this question, I want to find the point-slope form of the line with the given slope which passes through the indicated point. A point-slope form of a line is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. M is the slope of 2/3, and x1, y1 is a point on the line. So I'll substitute those values in. Y minus negative 3, that's the y-coordinate of the point, minus 2/3 times x minus 2. 2 is the x-coordinate of the point. And I'll simplify just a little bit by simplifying these two negatives. That becomes y plus 3 equals 2/3 times x minus 2. And I'll stop here since this question is asking for the point-slope form, and this represents the point-slope form of the line with the slope of 2/3 passing through the point to negative 3.
Hi, this is Professor Sartor, and I'm going to work through a few more problems from my college algebra class. This question says, find the equation of the line passing through the points 2, 1 and negative 2, 5. Write the equation in point-slope form, slope-intercept form, and standard form. So the first thing we need to do is find the slope. You can find the slope using the slope formula. That's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We're going to label our points x1, y1, and x2, y2. It doesn't matter which one is x1 or x2. Only thing that matters is that you have an x and a y, and both of them are labeled the same subscript. So I'll substitute those into my slope formula. y2 is 5 minus y1 is 1 over x2, which is negative 2, minus x1, which is 2. So if we reduce, that gives me, or not reduce, simplify the numerator. 5 minus 1 is 4. The denominator, negative 2 minus negative 2 is negative 4. And now we can simplify 4 divided by negative 4 is negative 1. So now that we have the slope of the line, we want to write the equation in point-slope form. Point-slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So that's why I needed the slope. And then we have x1, y1, and that x1, y1 is any point on the line. So you don't have to stick with that first one. You could also use the second one, whichever one you prefer. So our point-slope form is y minus 1. I am using the same y1 equals m times x minus x1. So I'll use that 2. And that's the point slope form. The only thing I might do is instead of writing -1, write negative. So that's our point slope form. The next thing we want to do is write that in slope intercept form. So slope intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So I want to take that equation that I already found, y minus 1 equals negative x minus 2, and my goal is to get the y by itself. I'm going to distribute that negative to give me negative x plus 2, carry down the y minus 1. Now to get the y by itself, I add 1 to both sides. That gives me y equals negative x plus 3. So that's my equation in slope intercept form. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is write it in standard form. And standard form is when we have ax plus by equals c. We're going to have both our x term and our y term on the same side and the constant on the other side. So let's start with that y equals negative x plus 3. I want the x and the y to be on the same side. So I'm going to add x to both sides to give me x plus y equals 3. So now I have both the x and the y on the same side and the constant on the other side. And that is standard form.
In this question, we want to write the equation for the graph shown on the right. Here we have a straight line, and we can see that it is a horizontal line. If you know that a horizontal line has the equation y equals b, where b is any y value on any point, or you could think that b is the y-intercept, then you can find the equation of the line by just recognizing the y value to be -2. This would be y equals -2. That would be the equation for this graph. You could also go through the process of finding the equation this way. Every linear equation has this formula of y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. This is called point slope form. You could find the slope of the line by picking 2 points on the line. So let's say we pick this point and this point. That is the ordered pair 4, -2, and the ordered pair 2, -2. You could calculate the slope by letting one point be x1, y1, and the other one be x2, y2. That would give you -2 minus -2 over 4 minus 2. -2 minus -2 is -2 plus 2. Over 2, -2 plus 2 is 0. So you can see that this line has a slope of 0. And then you can use one of the points, x1, y1, to create the equation. So I'll use this point here. That's y minus -2 equals a slope of 0 times x minus 2. Y minus a -2 is y plus 2. 0 times x minus 2 is 0. And then I'll subtract 2 on both sides to get y equals -2. So we get the equation of the line that way. So if you've memorized what horizontal lines equations look like, you can do it that way. If not, you can go through the process of calculating the slope and substituting the slope and a point into point-slope form to get our equation of y equals -2.
Find the x and y intercepts of the graph of the given equation, 4x minus 5y equals 12. So we're going to find an x-intercept by letting y equal 0. So that's 4x minus 5 times 0 equals 12. 4x equals 12, divide by 4, and x equals 3. I like to write my x-intercepts as ordered pairs, 3, 0, but if I look in my directions here, it says to enter them as integers or fractions. So we would just write x equals 3 for our x-intercept. Now we find a y-intercept by letting x equal 0. So that's 4 times 0 minus 5y equals 12. So negative 5y equals 12. Divide by -5, and y equals -12 over 5. So that's how I'm going to write my y-intercept, -12 over 5.
Thank you for checking out my videos. Have a great day.